Fox Sports West presents Lakers basketball, brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. See what's new at scforddealers.com. By the Big Country Breakfast Burrito, only at Carl's Jr. Breakfast as big as our burgers. By the Southern California Mercedes-Benz dealers. And by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. Welcome back to downtown Los Angeles. The Lakers have done an outstanding job of holding home court at Staples Center. 11-1 on their home floor so far this season. Really does need to continue because they've got a difficult stretch starting next Friday in Miami when they've got 4 games in 5 nights. First up, though, the Sacramento Kings. And Luke Walton is going to be starting for the second consecutive time. Here's Drew. And Drew has come back with double figures, a double-double. In fact, 7 double-doubles over the last 11 games for Andrew Bynum. And when talking about Andrew Bynum, Phil Jackson said, well, if Andrew wants to play those final 6 minutes, because Drew has been outspoken about playing late in the fourth, well, all he has to do is look at the tape and play better defense down the stretch, and he'll be out there. It's very matter-of-fact, what we'd expect from Phil Jackson. He matches up with Brad Miller in the middle. Salmons, he had 21. Garcia had 21. And let's see what the Lakers can do defensively, keeping Udry out of the paint. Spencer Hawes came off a nice game against the Lakers for Reggie Theus. And, of course, Reggie on the hot seat. That has been well documented. Only his second season as a head coach in the NBA after a couple of years down at New Mexico State. For the latest downstairs, we check in now with Patrick O'Neill. Patrick.
Thank you, Joel. You know, the Lakers coaching staff has not been happy with the way the Lakers have played really the last 10 games, and that loss in Sacramento caused Phil Jackson to shake things up. So out Vladimir Radmanovic. In fact, he did not play a minute against Phoenix, and into the starting lineup, Luke Walton. And Luke actually played pretty well in that game, so he gets another run tonight. You know, Luke has started 91 games the past 2 years, so not playing has been tough on him. But, you know, there's just not enough minutes for Luke, Vlad, and Trevor Ariza. All these guys like each other. Vlad was actually happy that Luke is getting a chance to play as Kobe spots up. Of course, he hits. And by the way, Trevor Ariza said that loss in Sacramento, just a glitch like a computer, and tonight will be different.
All right, Patrick, thank you. And good to see Kobe getting off early after going 15 for 41 from the field. Salmons on the baseline, out of bounds. Otherwise, he had a layup.
And that's one of the reasons why teams like to force baseline. There's not a lot of real estate to work with. Plus, it cuts down the passing options that you have. And the third thing is everybody's on the same page. If you're forcing baseline, the bigs know where they should be.
So that's where the night begins for Guy celebrating his 29th birthday tonight. John Salmons is Kobe. Real short.
He thought he got hit on that one. You can tell by the way he released it.
Udry forcing to the right. He thought he got clipped on the side of the head as he complained to Violet Palmer. Violet Palmer working with Greg Willard. And also Curtis Blair and Luke Walton. Nice start, 4-0 Lakers.
Well, let's see what they do, though, in these slow-up situations when the Kings have a chance to run their high screens.
Real deep three, Garcia has it rim off, picked up by Andrew Bynum. And let's see what they do overall in this game defensively, because they were solid the first 15 games. The last 6, they have given up 106 points a game. Kobe's held, and he'll shoot 2. Garcia with the foul in the corner.
That's the bait. All that is baiting a player to reach. Kobe keeps the ball a little low. The defender starts to reach in a little bit, and all of a sudden Kobe brings the ball up through the arms, and as he's in the act of shooting, you get contact. He's at the line to shoot some free throws.
Kobe against the Kings last 14, 31, 6, and 6. Very strong numbers. He's been able to get to the free throw line, but that one barely got to the rim. Man.
That one was very short-armed. I mean, talk about not getting it to the rim.
Well,
wow.
We talked about, what, 37% for Kobe over the last 4 games. And the shot has not looked the same. The first one got way up there. A lot of arc on it. So Kobe gets 3 free throws, shooting that 3 ball in the short corner. And now 2 to make 3 is the opportunity.
2 to make 3?
Or 3 to make 2, rather, the old days. And boy, you love those old days.
Oh, I hated that rule.
So Kobe gets a couple.
Too strong of a word, but I didn't like.
You strongly disliked it.
I didn't like 3 to make 2. I mean, that just didn't make any sense to me.
So the Lakers with the first 6 points of the game. The 9 dribble penetration is going to be a key tonight. Shutting down Garcia. Brad Miller thought about it. And Pau Gasol kept it away from Spencer Hawes.
Well, shooting as the second resort. You see how he pulled it back?
Kobe wanted to get it to Gasol. It was tapped away. Now, a run out off the turnover. And for the count of the Cubs. Instead, Derek Fisher with the bump and a couple of free throws coming up for John Salmons.
And it wasn't much of a bump, but what John Salmons did was he slid to his right enough. Derek was sitting there and really didn't move at all. But because he went to his right enough, he gets almost his whole body past Derek before contact, then the whistle. Good play by John Salmons.
The guy that came over as a free agent on the 76ers. 26th overall selection back in 2002. So 3 years ago, he arrived in Sacramento. And with Kevin Martin out, they need him as more of a scoring threat. And he's definitely picked it up. He's got career numbers working.
That's his game, though. He is a scorer. So they just try to plug him in place of Kevin Martin. But John Salmons has always been a guy that could score, especially one-on-one.
He's got the 4th highest increase in the NBA, 7 points a game. He's up to 19. He was at 12 last year. Now Gasol, inside-outside game. Freeing up Fish in the corner. Derek. Boy, has he been hot lately. In fact, top 5 among three-point field goal percentages.
Well, you're going to collapse in the double team like they did on Powell. Somebody's going to be free. See, forcing baseline. Everybody should know where the ball was going.
Better job early defensively for the Lakers with a breakdown there. And Hawes blows the easy one. 9-2 Lakers. Kobe doesn't have the numbers. Long one. And he'll chase it down. Setting up Luke Walton this time. Andrew Bynum and Kobe right there. A third try coming up for the Lakers and Kobe.
Would the third time be the charm?
Gasol. Hawes will clear it out. Boudry. And Luke got back. He touched it last, but got back, didn't quit defensively in transition.
I'm trying to figure out how Luke didn't just intercept that pass. I mean, Luke knew where to go on the play, got both hands in the ready position, but somehow had the ball go off his fingertips.
Kings have not played since they beat the Lakers on Tuesday night. They are 6-16 coming in, just 2-8 on the road, and that snapped overall an 8-game losing streak and 8 consecutive losses at home. Salmons choked off on the baseline. Good movement without the ball by Hawes, but the jump hook won't work.
Let's see if Andrew Bynum can get a touch. He's yet to get a...
Pau Gasol will find it. Andrew will shoot 2. The foul on Brad Miller. But if you ever want to find a guy, it's usually Gasol. He's going to find his teammates.
Good job by the Lakers. Andrew Bynum has blood trickling down his face, so they're going to have to stop that before he can shoot free throws.
So the cut man in the corner, not working with Angelo Dundee. Laker athletic trainer Gary Vee will go to work on that, and he gets 30 seconds. So with 8:55 to play, the Lakers have started the contest 3 of 7, 0 for 5 with the Sacramento Kings, and I also like the way they're boarding 7-2 because they were out rebounded by Sacramento on Tuesday night. Yeah. Carlos Maples. Here, the guy's doing a little work over there.
Very little.
Laker fans join Vladimir Radmanovich. West Side Pavilion tomorrow. Be there at the West Side Pavilion on Pico, right at Westwood Boulevard, 3:30. The annual Giving Tree for Vladdy, benefiting 5 acres. Vladdy's going to be signing autographs, giving away Laker tickets. So stop on by and lend a hand tomorrow for a very good cause at 3:30. That is tomorrow afternoon at the West Side Pavilion. And Phil Jackson said in the conversation with Bill McDonald on Philosophy 101 tonight that he thought about it, and he probably should have put Vladdy into the game because they went with that zone so much, the Phoenix Suns, and the Lakers were taking a lot of threes. Well, he would have been the right guy to have in there.
Well, especially when you work inside out. You have a guy like Radmanovich that's his game, is knocking down the long ball.
Andrew Bynum with that stroke is below now. 70% on his free throw attempt so far this season. He should be better. Too good a form. Brad Miller can't buy a break there. Good look and in his range. So they have now become the game 0 for 6. Early touch for Bynum in the half-court set. And forcing his way in, follows his own. Wants to go back and walk with the basketball.
Yeah, he did. He shuffled both feet.
Easy call. So the turnover for the Lakers is their second. Andrew still looking for his first points of the game.
And the Kings looking for their first hoop.
Man, Fish has got his second foul. So Derek is going to be sitting down. Jordan Farmar will be checking in a hurry. Both team fouls for the Lakers, unfortunately belonging to a guy that's been hot with the stroke beyond the arc, Derek Fisher.
And it happens sometimes. You go out there and, you know, you just find yourself in a position that's not favorable for you. And that's what happened with Derek on that foul. Not favorable position, and gets his second.
Sliding inside, Salmons. And there's the guy passing to Brad Miller that we talked about in the pregame show. Brad Miller still. Gasol and Miller. The high post downstairs does make a difference. They see their teammates. Kobe on the flyby. Setting up Gasol. The extra pass goes right back to him. What a break. He wanted Bynum. He wanted to share it, of course. He got it right back, though.
They tapped it. It went right back to Powell, and he laid it in.
Udrih dribble penetration, and again, getting to the rim. 11-6, Lakers by 5. Luke Walton's got Bynum. With the space, they can take their time. And Andrew with the left hand, real short.
Well,
Raise
Andrew
the rim.
doesn't have to worry about the shot being blocked by Brad Miller. I mean, he's not a shot blocker. He's a position defender.
Jumps out on Garcia, but all of a sudden it's down to 3. Francisco Garcia, who was the hottest of all Kings at the outset of that game, ended up shooting 9 for 18. And tied for team honors with 21. Good quick pass inside. Walton almost out of bounds on the baseline with a step back, and it was an air ball.
From the start.
And he didn't need to rush it either. Kings with the 3 would have tied it. Instead, Salmon's indecisiveness forced the turnover. He
good
gave
foul
it away,
by Bano.
Would have been a 2-on-1 with Kobe on the opposite side, so Udrih gets the foul. His first, team's third.
You know, Salmons had a shot at taking it to the rim, and he just fumbled the ball away, and it went right to Jordan Farmar. That started the transition game. The Lakers jumped out to that quick 9-2 or whatever it was, and now before you know it, it's a 3-point game. So consistency hasn't been a friend of the Lakers for quite some time.
And just shooting 36% as well so far. Andrew Bynum, and the pass not close to Bynum. Picked off easily by Hawes. That's 3 early turnovers. Spacing. Salmons, the equalizer, no. And all the way out to Jordan Farmar. So the Lakers still by 3, but a dry spell now for the Lakers. And Farmar, his first shot of the game. 13-8, Lakers by 5.
This game really is going to tell me a lot because, one, obviously the Lakers would love to redeem themselves, but, you know, they've got to really pick it up consistently on the defensive end throughout this game. And to start this game, they haven't been that efficient because the Kings have really had some good looks. They've just not converted.
Kings started 0 for 6. They've hit 3 of their last 5. Luke Walton with Andrew Bynum. And knocked away by Garcia on his way in. Kind of surprised Andrew on the pass. And Salmons slices by Luke Walton. So it's down to 3. Half dozen for their leading scorer, at least active tonight. Salmons with 19 a game. Kevin Martin averages 20, but he's missing his 13th with a sore left ankle. How about the quick step by Pau Gasol?
Boy, he just nailed Brad Miller to the floor that time. Brad had no idea where he was.
Move the basketball. Miller on the spin. And going to the line, looking at the 3-point play on the foul by Andrew Bynum.
But just when you think the Lakers are going to make a shot that'll maybe give them some juice, the Kings come back with a 3-point opportunity of their own. 5:23 to go here in the first quarter. The Lakers own a slim 3-point lead over a team that they should handle and handle easily. But will they? Come back. You'll find out.
Fox Sports West presents Lakers basketball, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers and their line of fuel-efficient vehicles. By Corona and Corona Light. This holiday, spread the good cheer with Corona and Corona Light, and always celebrate responsibly. And by the Southern California Mercedes-Benz dealers.
5:23 left in the first quarter, and the Lakers with a 3-point advantage. And that man, Pau Gasol, I talk about consistency and not being predictable. Our Carl's Jr. Exmo shows a nice move by Pau because 7 out of 10 times he catches it there and he reads, and he's slow with his move. That time he catches it and makes a quick spin. The defender had no idea that was coming. Easy opportunity. Just a very heads-up play by a very heads-up player.
Brad Miller goes to the line looking for the 3-point play. He was fouled by Andrew Bynum. Lamar Odom has just checked into the game for Drew with 5:23 to play in the first quarter. Man, he could not capitalize. So a 3-point lead for the Lakers. Come out of the timeout shooting 43%. Sacramento has picked it up though. They've hit 5 of their last 7 after they started 0 for 6. Lamar Odom right away inside.
See the delivery by Luke.
Yep.
I mean, right at the exact moment, not too early, not too late.
Luke had 6 assists in short minutes, a little more than 20 in Tuesday, or make it Wednesday night's game. He's already got a couple tonight. Don't leave the shooter.
Long
Garcia on the line brings them back within 3, 17-14.
Keep having the answers. The Lakers can't put together a spurt.
Good passing. Gasol hit on his way in, and guess who delivers it? Luke Walton.
And you know what? Because of the depth of that position, Luke is making Phil Jackson look real good with the change. Because Luke is a guy, we talked about it earlier, just runs the offense, finds the open man, won't break the offense. It's just a heads-up play by Luke and a good finish by Powell.
So Boudry gets the foul. Bobby Brown out of Westchester High School is checking in. Cal State Fullerton. So Pau Gasol has put together an incredible run for the Lakers. 28 points on 11 of 18 in the win over Phoenix, and that's after 25 and 12 the night before. What a find. 22 and 5 with Powell in the starting lineup last year as he gets the 3-point play. And the Lakers.
Again, when you turn and face your defender, you better make sure you have the ball protected. He turned and Lamar just slapped it right off his knee out of bounds. Protect the basketball first and foremost.
And even to have him against Lamar that far, you think they want to put him down on the block against Lamar. In Spencer Hawes. Kobe, long deuce, yes. Lakers by 8. So they led early by 7. That is their biggest lead of the game at 22-14. Garcia.
See, too many people helping on the dribble drive that time. That's what puts the Lakers in a whole bunch of chase mode.
And Garcia cruising right to the rim is fouled on the way there. But again, it was in scramble mode.
Yeah, and that happens when you have that early double or triple team. They get out of that. Now you're in chase mode the whole way. As Kobe and Lamar talk it over after Kobe gave the Lakers their 8-point lead with just a face-up, no dribble, read the defense, pull up, knock it down.
Is it a case of giving your opponent way too much credit?
Well, I don't know if it's too much credit. I mean, you just have to be on this. I don't know what the theory is for their defensive double teams. Is one guy not supposed to be there, and he is? Because they're getting themselves in positions where they're totally out of position defensively.
Garcia at the strike. Collects a couple. It's down to 6. 22-16 Lakers. Francisco Garcia. The guy was 6 points early. Kobe working against Salmons off the ball. Farmar free beyond the arc. Gasol up again. It's out of bounds, and it's going to belong. They say last touch by Powell to the Sacramento Kings.
Well, they're saying nobody blocked Powell's shot, that it slipped out of his hands, and then it touched the out-of-bounds line. So, strange call, but no arguments.
More than 3.5 left in the opening 12. Garcia getting into the paint. And once again, setting up an easy one for Hawes. He wouldn't stay down, though. And with the left hand, Hawes is going to the free throw line. The foul. Did they call it on Lamar? Kobe got him on the rebound. I don't think they called that one. It's going to be on Jordan Farmar from behind. And let's head downstairs to Patrick O'Neill. Patrick.
All right, Joel, thanks a lot. I happened to be walking by the Kings huddle last time. Heard Reggie Theus, head coach, trying to implore his team to run the Lakers to death. He said this team cannot keep up with you. Play with confidence. And the guy on the line right now, he really wants to get off. He's trying to set up a couple of plays for Spencer Hawes to come off a screen and get an open look.
Well, they didn't have a lot of fast break points. What they had on Tuesday night was early offense, and they had tempo working on their side.
I can understand wanting their team to up the tempo. I don't agree with the fact that the Lakers can't keep up with them. The Lakers lineup, they can keep up with them.
They're definitely deep enough. Trevor Ariza into the game for the Lakers. And Kobe on the top. Slams it on the reverse.
Wow, nice delivery by Powell, and what a finish by number 24.
Spectacular play by Kobe. Puts the Lakers up by 6. Kobe's got 8. Inside of 3 left in the first quarter. That got him going on a Friday night. Hawes put it way up there against the defense of Lamar Odom.
But when a right-handed player turns that direction from the floor to his waist, he is totally exposed to basketball.
Kobe sees the crease, sets up Jordan Farmar. Line drive. It'll work, though. Not a lot of air into that, baby. 27-20. Lakers by 7, and Farmar's got 5 off the bench.
See, look, the early pick gets them in a scramble mode again.
And a great passer. Brad Miller gets it down for Garcia. So Garcia up to 8. Lakers lead by 5. You'd like to see the Lakers put together some quarters defensively where the opposition doesn't get to 20. Easy call. Lamar ran with it before he put it down. 5th turnover for the Lakers takes us to a timeout.
2 minutes and 3 seconds left here in the first quarter, and the Lakers having a difficult time with separation. They get up by 8, and all of a sudden the Kings bounce back. The lead right now is 5 with possession to Sacramento. Lakers by 5, still in the first quarter with 2 and some change to go. And, you know, the Lakers just got a hoop from Kobe Bryant. And one of the things that you're susceptible to, if you're going to play denial, don't let him catch the ball, then you're susceptible to the cut. Overplay, cut, bounce pass, finish. That's just good basketball. They recognize that Kobe was being overplayed, throw to your post, Kobe cuts, gets the return pass. I don't know if that's routine, that kind of a finish, but the Lakers sure do like it.
Well, Kobe has started the game 3 for 5. He's got 8 points already to go along with 3 boards. And the Lakers shooting 55%, but now they're starting to give up too many inside. 8 of 11. That's what the run is for Sacramento with the offensive end. And they're even in points in the paint with the Lakers. So they are getting the ball inside, and it's not post play, it's dribble penetration once again.
But it all has to do with where defenders are. I just would love to see him go back to some mano-mano stuff, you know, just let me get mine, you get yours. I'll help you when he beats you off the dribble, but by and large, we're just going to man up.
Lamar tapped it, but it was taken away by Hawes. And Thompson and Hawes stays with it, but they still can't find it. Saved by a reason he didn't need to. It was last touched by Sacramento. Jason Thompson just came into the game, and that's what he does for him. He keeps it alive on the glass.
Well, the Lakers have to control their defensive glass. In defensive Trevor didn't know who touched it last, so he had to go after it and just couldn't get to it before his foot touched the line.
Well, like Jason Thompson, another first-round pick in for Sacramento, and he's bringing it in right now. Dante Green came over from the Houston Rockets over the summer in that deal for Ron Artest. The guy who can flat-out shoot. Thompson. And it's out of bounds. He was doubled.
I think it bounced out of bounds twice.
He doubled and tried to get it to Green.
The right idea, just not a good execution. They had an opportunity again with the Lakers in scramble mode.
So it's out of 90 seconds left in the opening 12. Lakers have taken the 6 out of the last 8 from Sacramento. They've done very well up at Arco recently, but not on Tuesday night. Kobe right back from Pau Gasol. That's one way to win, Sammons. Kobe into double figures with 10.
If you jump, you're going to jump before the defender, so you're going to come down before he does. And if your feet hit the floor and you move, he's going to be well behind you.
Bobby Brown at 21 here at Staples Center was not a factor offensively in the last game. And Lamar Odom makes sure it's one and done. So the Lakers with 29 already, and Ariza on the run and really hit while he was in the air.
Well, he bounces up, doesn't he? But I tell you, he's what I call high-risk injury player. What I mean by that, when you attack the basket with such abandon like he does, always leaving yourself vulnerable, the chance of injuries go up. If you're a player that is just floor-bound, stay on the floor quite a bit, then your chances of injuries go down quite a bit. But he's somebody that just is in attack mode all the time.
He's got to attack that free throw line. He has struggled from outside as well. You can win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Lakers home game, courtesy of Verizon Wireless. Text Lakers to 66196. That's 66196 by the end of tonight's game. One winner per game, and the sweepstakes open to residents of L.A., Ventura, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Orange counties. You have to be 18 for all the rules. Just head over to Lakers.com. Former starter Mikey Moore is checked into the game. So Moore's out there with Thompson, Dante Green, Bobby Jackson, who did a number on the Lakers, had a season high in scoring against the Lakers on Tuesday night. He's in for the first time, and last touch, they say, by Ariza.
Boy, his length and his quickness. He was out of position. He was in a help position. Then on the pass, he gets almost back to his man in the lane to intercept the pass. I mean, his anticipation is really remarkable.
Farmar staying in front of Brown. Will he get the roll? He'll get it anyway.
Well, you talk about throwing up a prayer.
That was a tough shot to begin with.
Wow, what a shot.
Lakers by 6, 30-24. With about 5 seconds. Separation between the shot clock and the game clock for Jordan Farmar. Plenty of time. Farmar. Here's another difficult shot. And it's tapped over to Bobby Jackson. So a little bit early. Jackson, plenty of time. It's going to be Bobby Brown. And he's got the last 5. Clock stopped. A break for the Lakers, and Ariza's going to the line for the three-point opportunity. What a break.
Well, I tell you.
Clock did stop, and Reggie Theus up and wondering what happened.
Yeah, he's got a legitimate gripe because the clock did stop after the basket by Bobby Brown, and the officials are all huddled together now trying to decide what they're going to do with this. They're calling the foul and counting the basket, and now the question mark is going to be the clock situation.
Did not start after the Lakers put it back into play, and it was a little over 8 seconds left.
Okay, so, all right, so
Bobby Jackson didn't want to take it because there was so much time left. And he gave it to Bobby Brown in the corner. What did they put now? Back on the board.
That's what the discussion is now, I believe. And they're trying to explain that to Reggie Theus. I'm sure Reggie's not going to agree with whatever they decide to do. But the situation where the Lakers did inbound it pretty quickly, but were they quick enough to get it down to the floor with 6 seconds to go?
They got the ball in the right hands, though. Trevor Komoda.
And Trevor did a real good job of switching hands on the shot after the whistle and the blocking foul was called. He puts it in with his left hand. The scorer hasn't even put up the points yet, I don't believe.
It was that fast.
Well, they've had time to see it over and over again. A lot of discussions between the three officials. So let's see what they end up deciding. And they still show 6.1 to go in the first quarter. And the Lakers leading by 5. Or now they put up the basket by the Lakers. Lakers by 6 with the free throw to come.
So the Lakers with 32, but at the same time, 45.5% shooting and 26 on the board by the Sacramento Kings.
Now they'll bring both coaches together, tell them what the decision is. One coach will be happy, one coach will be unhappy. It's just the nature of the beast.
If it's less than, rep time back up there and look at it.
Well, that's a rarity. Both coaches seem to be in agreement.
Yep, man.
So they're going to look at the clock, look at the replay.
So they'll go to the video, see when the ball went through for Bobby Brown.
And they'll see when it went through and see how many seconds it took before the clock had to restart. Because Bobby, he got it up the court in a hurry, and then he thought, maybe I should hold up. He said, oh, well, you're open. So
it froze actually before he shot it.
Before he shot it, it was frozen at 8-7.
Yeah, they've got to start counting it when it went into before it went into his hands on the pass.
And you say you want to be an official, huh?
Good luck.
It's just some of the difficulty in being official. They have to do a lot of things that, are sometimes in fans' minds outside the scope of what they think officials should do.
And they're talking to Mark's our producer right now, Doug Freeman, our director, and they're looking at the video that you're looking at home.
See, the clock is already frozen at 8-7, and it was frozen at 8-7 for 2 seconds or so.
Now, smart play, though, on the long pass up to the half-court line. Even if there's 3.5, 4 seconds, it looks like Ariza should have been able to beat it.
With Ariza's speed, and he has a nice long gait. Yeah, he can get up the court in that time. There's no question. The bottom line is just going to be how much time is going to be on the clock. So let's say they scored with 6.7 to play. How much time did it take the Lakers to go from out of bounds to where Trevor got the shot? Because the clock definitely froze before the Kings even attempted their field goal.
Yeah, before it went into Bobby Brown's hands.
You can see it right there. It's frozen, 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 frozen. So there's a dilemma for the officials.
So does it go through with about 4 left? That is what they have to find out. And then as it's thrown up to Ariza, then they start counting once again.
And the bad thing about it is it just disrupts the rhythm and the flow of the game, even though there hasn't been a real good rhythm to the game in that respect. But as players, you get warmed up, and then all of a sudden you have this kind of a delay. You cool off. Maybe they should be out doing a little bit of warming up of their own, but who knows? Quarter's just about over. They're going to get another rest as it is.
So Greg Willard, leader of this crew, with Violet Palmer. And Curtis Blair is a rook. He's just trying to stay out of things. No friendly fire taken for Curtis.
Well, I don't think it's a situation where there's a lot of disagreement between the officials at all. I think they're all just trying to figure out,
get it right,
with some kind of a clock, whether it's a stopwatch or whatever,
and that may help them.
The clock should be.
And that shot from behind may help them even more, because they could see at that point where it froze with Bobby Jackson. So let's see what they put back onto the clock now, as Greg Willard had a few angles to look at.
Well, Greg Willard has taken off his headset, so I think he's going to his pocket to see if he can find a rule.
Get a stopwatch out is what he's doing.
Exactly what he's doing.
Going to time it.
I was just being a little facetious when I said he's getting the rule. He knows the rule. He's just going to time the situation.
Well, after what happened in Detroit last season, when they had to try to count it down and work that. And that play stood, although it looked like the basket shouldn't have counted late
that
last
was at
season.
the end of the game,
right?
Though, you know, so
that's an important play for the Lakers.
Well, you know, after the Kings started out missing their first six shots.
0 for 6.
They picked it up a little bit. They're up to 46% now, as they've gotten some good looks, and even the shots that they missed early weren't that bad. Lakers shooting 57%. But as the scoreboard shows right now, if it holds up, they're only up by 5. So Sacramento has to feel pretty good about themselves at this juncture.
Well, they've gone 10 for their last 16. And they picked it up a little bit on the boards. Lakers have turned it over 5 times in the first 12 minutes of play, by the way.
Well, it's only one more than the Kings.
Want to clean that up, though. The Lakers were down to 14 a game. Moving in the wrong direction when it came to the turnovers and rankings among the 30 teams in the league. For the Lakers, and I talked about it, they want to clean everything up because next week they leave on Thursday, and it starts with 4 cities in 5 nights. And they've got some tough trips in January, 6 games, 7 games at the end of March before they play 5 of the last 7 here at Staples Center at home. But the 4 cities in 5 nights, that's demanding. 2 back-to-backs.
It is?
2 back-to-backs on the trip.
Well, you sound like a coach.
I like
That's
it.
demanding. That is not demanding.
Yeah, for you.
Gee.
Yeah, you're not playing. They are.
I did, believe me.
Yeah. Okay.
3 nights in a row.
Right.
Don't get me started on that back-to-back stuff.
And you knew. Okay, so as
don't
they
get
hit
me
the,
started on that
as they hit the
back-to-back.
trip, first game is Miami. Next night, Orlando, which is fortunate because it's a less than an hour flight. Then a night off in Memphis. Memphis followed by New Orleans. So both games against New Orleans for the Lakers this year, and it's identical. They're 2 matchups on the road at San Antonio. Both games are going to be back-to-backs against the Hornets and the road games against the Spurs. The second of back-to-backs for the Lakers. Let's see what they put on. It will be less than a second remaining. So he's calling over Reggie Theus and Phil Jackson.
Speak up.
0.8 of a second up on the clock.
Regardless of how much they put on the clock, isn't it nice to see the explanation by the official, both coaches in agreement, and play resume? That's really nice to see.
Got it right. As he went, got the stopwatch out of his jacket, and Trevor Ariza gets the three-point play. So after the triple in the corner, the Lakers answer with a three. Bobby Brown, and it won't count even if it goes. They waved it off right out of his hand.
After a 1 hour first quarter, the Lakers lead it 33-27. Again, consistency. Will they come out and do the second quarter for 12 minutes as opposed to maybe 8 or 9? Coming up, looking at rebuilding the kingdom.
Get ready for the start of the second quarter, and welcome back once again to Staples Center. Joel Myers along with Stu Lance. Lakers by 6, and we're watching a Sacramento team that's definitely in a period of transition. It's a team that, don't forget, matching up with the Lakers not too many years ago in conference finals. And who will ever forget what Robert Horry did against them? But through the draft, Spencer Hawes last year, Jason Thompson this year. Acquisitions like signing free agent Bobby Brown out of Cal State Fullerton. And then picking up another rookie and a first-round pick, Dante Green. I mentioned he came over in the deal for Ron Artest, first-round pick of the Houston Rockets. Jason Thompson in particular, though, is a cornerstone guy. The type of guy you're going to build your franchise around. He's going to be a building block and a solid player. Stays healthy for many, many years to come. Taken 12th overall out of Rider. So we're underway in the second 12.
Well, Bobby Jackson is the guy in this unit that you have to be really concerned with.
He gets off early.
Yeah, he's the guy you really have to lock in on. So Sasha has his work cut out for him.
And Bobby Jackson had a season-high 15 on Tuesday night against the Lakers. He did not even play. And there's the old stick, go, and Lamar on the roll from Trevor Ariza. That was simple.
Trevor stayed down so low on that whole play, especially when he delivered the bounce pass. That's the way you teach it.
Bobby Brown throws up another player, picked up by Andrew Bynum. Lamar was standing out of bounds waiting for a pass. Good job by Andrew not to give it up too soon. Andrew Bynum providing the pick and getting it back from Sasha, and it's going to be a charge. So Thompson got over in time outside of the restraining arc.
Yeah, another good call. And that's a situation there where Andrew, after he sets the pick and then rolls like that, has to have the vision. That's where you want to catch it, stop. Maybe take the little baby jumper, pitch it back out, repost.
Coming on the screen downstairs, Bobby Jackson. Short, and Ariza will clear it away. Bobby Jackson for the last game against the Lakers, 4 of 7, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc, and just a catalyst energy-wise, the way he got him going off the bench. But he has not been in there consistently.
See, I'd like to see Andrew get the ball closer to the box. See, he's catching the ball at about not only the midpoint, a little bit higher than mid-post.
So very short. Salmons creating contact. Andrews got the foul. Man, a couple more free throws coming up. So Bynum's got 3.
Well, again, Trevor at that time, his shoulders were nowhere near squared with the defender, so he gave the sideline, and John Salmons took it, puts pressure on Andrew, who gets his third. So he's probably headed to the sideline after this free. No, I guess not. Maybe if time they're going to leave Andrew stay with 3.
He never really got into the flow against the Kings last game.
Well, he won't get into
early fouls.
Yeah, he won't get into the flow if he picks up his 4th.
He had 21 minutes on the floor, only 8 points and 4 boards. So the Lakers by 4, 8 early points for John Salmons. Farmar, Sasha Vujacic, Trevor Ariza, Lamar Odom, and Andrew Bynum. Keeping Andrew out there with the second unit.
You gamble. Sometimes you gamble and win. Sometimes you gamble and lose.
Andrew up against Mikey Moore. And Andrew, good position, doesn't get the roll. Ariza kept it alive. Odom can't take it away from Moore, and we'll get a jump ball out of it.
The Lakers fortunate to get a jump ball out of that scenario. If Mikey Moore could have ripped it through a little quicker, Lamar wouldn't have been able to get it, keep his hands on it. But Lamar does a good job of forcing the jump ball. Now who controls the tap?
Moore at 7 even. Lamar about 6'9", maybe 6'10" at the most. And Easy control for Lamar. Andrew Bynum still looking for his first bucket of the game at 0 for 5. And tied up, held up. He'll get it anyway. It finally crawls over the lip of the rim. And the Lakers lead by 6.
Let's see what the Kings run this slow trip down as Powell finally gets up, going to replace Andrew. Sometimes you gamble and win. Sometimes you gamble and lose. He picks up his 4th.
So before they could get him out of the game, Andrew Bynum with 9:39 to play.
Well, see, but here's my opinion on that. Don't put him in that position, you know.
Well, they went after him right away with the screen and roll.
I would have gone after him, too. I mean, when he picked up his, if you had thoughts of taking him out, you had 2 free throws, you take him out then.
So Pau Gasol, who's off to an exceptional start once again with 7 points, 4 boards, and 3 assists. He's back in there. You'd have to think back for most of the first half now. Tough break. Salmons knocked out of bounds, and they say last touch by Pau Gasol. Mikey Moore creates another opportunity, just challenging the board.
You know, there are certain teams, certain matchups that you know just don't work in your favor. And is this a team, the Sacramento Kings, who are not playing or winning games this year on a consistent basis? Is this the team that's going to cause the Lakers difficulties all season long?
Yeah, they've only got him one more time after tonight. That's in April. Last 10 days of the regular season. But as Phil Jackson said, when watching film of this team, they play hard every night, every play. They stay with it. And out of bounds. They get another try at the offensive end by their activity and energy underneath the offensive glass.
Well, and that all starts with dribble penetration. That's what gives their bigs an ability to get inside position, because your big has to come over and challenge, and then when the shot goes up, the opposition has a good chance.
Fresh shot clock for the Kings. And Jason Thompson, face-up game, good stroke, about 18 feet away, and good size. 6'11", 250-pounder. The first-round pick that we talked about earlier. Sasha had Bobby Jackson fall down. Can't make him pay, though.
Well, he had a lot of time. He could have read the commissioner's name, got the seams right.
It's a 4-point Laker lead. They're led by as many as 8. And Mikey Moore was tied up because Trevor Ariza had his hand on top of the ball, and it's going to be a jump ball between Sasha and Jason Thompson.
Well, I hope the Lakers play this in the defensive mode, because they're on the defensive end, and you want to make sure there's no tap. It goes toward the basket. 8:40 to go in the first half, and the Lakers struggling along as Andrew Bynum gets the roll, but the Lakers only lead by 4.
Welcome back to Staples Center. Lakers shooting close to 54%. For some reason, it just doesn't feel that way, and they only lead by 4. 37-33. Well, college baskets back with you on Sunday at Twin Bill. Wright State taking on 11th ranked Demon Deacons at Wake Forest. It's all presented by Pizza Hut. Then the Wildcats of Arizona trying for the upset against the number 4 Bulldogs of Gonzaga. Coverage will all start Sunday right here on Fox Sports West at 1 o'clock in high definition. So the Lakers taking on a Sacramento team that got him for 113. That was on Tuesday night. The next night, they gave up 110 to the Phoenix Suns. That's why we talk about defense. Giving up 106 over the last 6 games for the Lakers. After the first 15, they gave up an average of only 94. And some of the games, there were spurts by the opposition, but the Lakers always in those first 15s, Stu, they had a lockdown quarter where the opposition would only get 16, 18, 19 points.
Yeah, again, I think the opposition after 15 to 20 games, they start to feel out what you do. They watch film of what you're doing defensively especially, and then they make the necessary adjustments.
And the one thing Sacramento has done is tried to bring the ball out, screen and roll, spread the floor, and keep both Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum away from the rim at the defensive end. Thompson will jump with Sasha. Fish is back into the game, battling behind the scenes. And it's controlled by Jason Thompson, as anticipated. Bobby Brown off a run. And he had 21 here at Staples Center, so he's back home. Played his high school ball at Westchester. Free agent who was not drafted from Cal State Fullerton. So good job off the bench early. He's got 7 points in 9 minutes. Lamar Odom on the run. It's Trevor Ariza.
They got issues now.
Fish blocked in front of him. The pull-up game, and touched by Bobby Brown. Slightly by Bobby Brown. Enough that he'll shoot 2.
Well, Kobe coming back into the game, replacing Sasha with the 8:06 mark, and the Lakers lead by only 2.
Sacramento has only 2 wins over the last 13 games, but those 2 wins against 2 division leaders. The Lakers on Tuesday, and before that, the New Orleans Hornets. And I bring that up because they've had other close games where they've really played at a high level. They gave away a game at home, lost in overtime to New Jersey, where it looked like it was theirs, until Devin Harris took over down the stretch and hit a 3 to force overtime, then pulled away. And it was Devin Harris' show that night against Reggie Theus. 8:06 to play in the half. Well, what a start to the season for Devin Harris. And what a deal for the New Jersey Nets. Lakers by 4, 39-35.
See if Lamar can put the clamps on Mr. Thompson, especially on the glass. That's where he's going to be effective in his face-up game.
On the switch, they picked off Kobe, so Salmons trying to get the cut. It'll be Garcia, shot clock all the way down. And Trevor Ariza, good box out position on Mikey Moore. Well, let's see if there's a spurt in this group with the Lakers up by only 4.
They need a defensive spurt.
They just got to stop. That's a beginning. Now Ariza, Gasol, what a pass to Kobe. And Kobe's first mindset with the whistle. I'm going to throw it up there. He's behind the glass.
And I've seen him do things just similar to that before. Oh, throw it up over the glass, and it somehow finds a way of finding the basket.
So they'll bring it in on the side. 14 on the shot clock for the Lakers. Spencer Hawes back into the game. Lamar with the clock coming down. Bumped by Thompson and knocked out of bounds with 3 on the shot clock by Salmons.
And Jason Thompson did a very good job of moving his feet defensively that time. And Lamar really adept at getting to the basket baseline. Wasn't able to get there that time.
Get it by Gasol. Get it off in time. Yes. And Ariza couldn't control it. Taken away by Garcia. Timed it. Just couldn't get a handle. Line drive. Back out to Ariza. Bobby Brown with a line drive on that. And Ariza wanted Gasol. Gasol with Brown. That'll change. Can the Lakers capitalize? Dish. Out of bounds it goes. So the Lakers.
See, now again, they had an opportunity. They had semi 2-on-1, but they didn't execute it the way they should have, and then they come up dry in that possession. So it's all about consistency.
And Powell had the switch from Brown went to John Salmons. So he didn't have to give it up. He could have backed Salmons down too. Entry knocked away Kobe. The last touch by the Lakers.
How did Lamar miss it? Kobe taps it. Lamar reached for it, but even the long arm of Lamar Odom couldn't get to that one. It's a good open up to the ball. Kobe reaches for it, gets it, and Lamar's first step or second step is in the wrong direction to retrieve the ball. 10
on the shot clock. And a breakdown. Udry setting it up. Thompson got the ball in front of the rim. 39-37. So the 8-point lead. That was the biggest. It's down to 2. The steal by Lamar, and he's held by Thompson.
Well, 6:20 to go here in the second quarter. And I can tell you the coaching staff must be scratching their heads as well because they're just not getting the results that they've become accustomed in the first couple of weeks of the season of getting.
They've taken away the early offense from Sacramento they had at the last one. Kobe. They tried to stay there. He got it up over Salmons. Lakers just 2 for 9, and there's the charge. Hawes just bowling over the Bulldog.
Well, big or little, you have to change direction. Phil Jackson wants to talk it over, so he's out taking the time out. They've got something to talk over. They lead by only 2, shooting 47% to 40 for the Kings. 6:09 to play to half. 39-37 the Lakers, and that man Kobe Bryant trying to figure out what's going on. He knows what's going on with his offense to start this game, as he's like Lexus trying to pursue some perfection. He's 4 out of 7 from the field, leads all scorers with 10. as the Lakers offense is seemingly bogged down to some degree. But if there's anybody that can get their offense started again, it's that man.
Well, we have not had that many superlatives to talk about so far here in the second quarter. Sacramento 4 of 13 for the field. The Lakers just 2 of 9. Both teams really struggling at that end of the floor. With 6:09 to play, let's see what the Lakers can do. Right before the timeout, Spencer Hawes charged into Derek Fisher off the ball. So the Lakers get it back on the turnover by the Kings.
Lakers come out of the timeout with 4 of their starters. The non-starter on the floor for Andrew Bynum is Lamar Odom. Andrew with 4 personal fouls.
Had 4 fouls in just 9 minutes for Andrew Bynum. So Luke Walton in the half-court set. Now that's why he's in there. They like him in these situations. But shot clock coming down on Gasol. Luke inside the arc. And right back out to Thompson. It was on line. A good-looking stroke. A little bit long. And now Sacramento with an opportunity to tie it or take their first lead of the game. They have not led yet. The Lakers were out in front early, 4-0, then 9-2.
And whoever is guarding Luke will be the help man, because they want Luke out of the 4 or out of the 5 to be the guy taking the perimeter shot.
Nice stop. Lamar Odom didn't bite on the up by Jason Thompson. Now Luke on the curl.
Should have kept going. He had something.
Fish leaving it off. Good ball movement. Will it pay off? Yes! Kobe with the triple. Lakers by 5. That's 4 assists now for Walton. 13 for Kobe to lead the Lakers.
Good ball movement. Ends up in a good shot or an open shot.
Hedging coming out on the pick, but it goes back. And a good rotation by Lamar Odom to knock it away from Hawes. He stayed with it. Clock coming down on Salmons. And will he realize it? Gives it up. Got rid of it. But a shot clock violation. Doesn't get to the rim. And there's the stand. After a nice play by Lamar Odom on the previous possession.
And also that defensive stance there started with the ball being deflected in the paint. And got the Kings out of what they wanted to do and ends up in the violation.
Yeah, Lamar came over on the pass. Hawes wasn't his man, but he knocked it away from Hawes. So the Lakers by 5. Can they extend it? It'll be Pau Gasol. He hasn't taken one in a while. So Pau is up to 9 on 4 of 6. Now the Lakers lead by 7, 44-37. 49% shooting. It's just been uneven.
Brad Miller trying to get in the game, so Reggie says, let's talk. Let's take a timeout. I'll get you in. 4:18 to play, and the Lakers, well, they're trying to separate themselves in the final 4:18. Can they do it? They're up 44-37 as the ball movement ends up with a three-pointer by that man, Kobe Bryant.
Welcome back. Lakers on top of the Kings right now. A little bit different story than the last time. Coming up at the Jack in the Box halftime report, we'll talk about the Lakers' energy, especially Kobe coming out. Early fouls for Andrew, and of course Rick will be here breaking down the first half. That's when we see you in a couple of minutes. The Jack in the Box halftime report. Let's go back to Joel and Stu.
All right, Bill, thank you. Well, Luke Walton is starting for the second time this season. And right now, and it's early, he leads the Lakers in assists. He's got 4. He finished with 6 assists. And when Phil Jackson made that move, Stu, he didn't feel like the offense was generating. And the triangle, as Phil knows it, and even after Sunday night's game, you remember it was to the point of ugly where he said Tex Winter doesn't want to be associated. He doesn't want his name on this form of the triangle offense. Salmons got to the rack. But bringing back Luke Walton, it has definitely moved the basketball. A guy that knows the triangle very well. It's double figures for John Salmons and a breakdown defensively to let him get that close. Kobe, though, on the finger roll. Can't believe he missed that one. His easiest shot of the night.
He rarely misses one that easy.
Udrih head of the line, looking for the three-point play. So back-to-back possessions, right to the paint. Salmons and Udrih.
Well, in transition this time, Bano does a good job of just putting some speed at the bigger player, Lamar Odom, and didn't give Lamar a chance to do anything. Made him change direction and then attacks, gets the bump, the basket, and one. So that sends Lamar to the sideline as Josh Powell with a rare appearance.
A rare appearance in the first half. You are right. 44-41, Lakers by 3. And make it 2. So the Kings hanging around. That was the case for the Lakers in the first half in Sacramento on Tuesday night. And then the Kings started the third with more energy. And as Phil Jackson said, they were the aggressors. Now Fish gets it inside. Great pass. What a setup. And again, can't make an easy one inside. Gasol had the look before it was Kobe. Salmons picked it up with 2 hands, didn't he? Put it back down. 3:20 to play in the half. Good help defense by Gasol. And with the shot clock down.
Oh, with 1 second on the clock, the foul.
On a hold on Luke. 4th team foul. So the Kings still with a foul to give. Lakers out of fouls.
And you can see the confidence that the Kings have against the Lakers. You just look at their body language. They just really feel like they are going to win this ball game.
Salmons. And count it. He's got an opportunity to give Sacramento their first lead of the game. So, like they did on Tuesday night, getting to the rim.
And again, there's a whistle. The whistle sounds, everybody freezes except the guy with the basketball. And you can't freeze just because you hear the whistle.
It'll be short as Powell clears it out. It stays tied at 44. Go off Pau Gasol. And on the deflection, Fish on the run out. He was grabbed by Garcia. That stops a 7-0 run. You saw him look over the new official. Lakers by 2 with a step back action. Salmons. He had a clean look. Powell behind his back, running the point. And on the back door, Kobe give him an assist. Powell taps it, stays with it, and out of bounds. Good effort, Josh Powell gives the Lakers a second chance. Fish liked it.
Yeah, that's Josh Powell doing what Phil Jackson talked about in the preseason with him. The fact that he's a very good offensive rebounder as he's been boxed out, but used his length to get a hand on it and forces it off the Kings.
Fresh shot clock. Kobe going early, and Powell another one. Couple of free throws coming up. So Brad Miller upset, thought he was shoved from behind. Powell headed to the free throw line. It's good to see it. Get under his skin if you like.
And then after he got the offensive rebound, Josh was really looking to hammer one. He went up very strong. That's the reason why he's on the charity stripe right now.
Brad Miller with the foul. Real upset. His second foul of the game. But a very quiet game so far for Miller. Offensively, only a couple of points. And the Lakers free throw shooting. It was strong the first 10. Last 11. It was dropped off to the point. 76% as a group.
Well, it's 58% tonight.
Half, right, second half of the league. Shouldn't be in the bottom 15. Got to be in the top 15. And Powell get 1 of 2. Lakers by 3, 47-44, with 2:20 and counting left in the half. Boudry off the Miller pick. And the pick and roll again, setting things up.
Anything they won against the Lakers. In the first game, they did a very good job. In the game in Sacramento, they did a better job. Tonight, after missing their first 6, they're getting anything they want.
And they're working the high screen and roll. And that time, Boudry just stayed with it. As Kobe is blocked but fouled from behind. Garcia, a little upset.
Garcia thought he made a clean sneak attack there. Kobe wasn't the guy he was guarding, so he was the secondary defender that came in and got a piece of the ball.
Yeah, they said that he got him across the side of the head as well. So Kobe going to the line. He's 2 of 3 at the strike, make it 3 of 4. We'll enter the Toyota Text to Win contest right now for a chance to win a couple of Laker tickets or an autographed team basketball. It's all courtesy of your Southern California Toyota dealers. Text the word Toyota 525-377 for all the details. Just head over to the website, Lakers.com. Toyota and the Lakers, hopefully on the road to a championship. Josh Powell keeps it alive and then makes John Salmons pay. But Salmons, the winner, because he goes to the free throw line with a minute 48 to play.
Just an example, again, Kobe misses the second of 2. Made the first, as the Lakers try to get the rebound. Loose ball, and Josh Powell just runs over John Salmons.
Let's head downstairs. Patrick O'Neal.
Joel, thanks a lot. You know, Reggie Theus on the proverbial hot seat up there in Sacramento, but you know their record really isn't. They're not as bad as their record indicates at 6-16. They've lost 4 games by 2 points, 1 by 5 points. That win over the Lakers the other night really seemed to buy Reggie some time. And you know, I want to bring up this stat with the Lakers. 13 straight games of 100 points or more, and everybody's talking about the defense, but if you're going to score a lot of points, Joel and Stu, aren't you going to give up some points as well? Maybe an identity crisis for this Lakers team early on.
Well, right now, Patrick, as you bring that up, the points they're giving up are not contested around the rim. We've seen too many guys get inside on the dribble penetration.
I think that more so than the points, it's the field goal percentage that teams shoot against you.
Gasol not close. There's Powell again on the backside, weak side, and going to the line looking for the three-point play. He's been a pick-me-up since he's come off the bench.
Well, that's what he does. Boy, he is an offensive rebounding machine. Track that one down, and then in traffic, converts it into a possible three-point play.
Third foul on Brad Miller will bring Mikey Moore back into the game.
I mean, he was in there with Brad Miller, John Salmons. It didn't make a difference. Just took the ball away and powers it in. See if he can complete it this time.
Well, you were alluding back to preseason camp, and Phil Jackson was laughing about it. He said this guy Josh Powell, the newest Laker, he said he thinks every offensive rebound is his. He's got the right mentality. Now if they can make a free throw. Lakers at the stripe are 9 of 16. They're outscored by 2 at the free throw line, even though they've had 3 more tries. The Kings, 11 of 13. Farmar deny Udrih just to that side. He's not going right.
Kobe did that one. He made him throw it so high off the window that he missed it.
Udrih doesn't go right. Walton on the spin. Textbook. Luke with the layup. And the Lakers by 4, but Ginobili can get back going right to the left side. Udrih, he doesn't have the arsenal of Emmanuel Ginobili.
I just don't think you can shade quite that much. I mean, if you give an NBA player that lane, whether he can go one direction or not, he's going to end up hurting you.
The long train Gasol. So the Lakers in the final minute up by 4. 2 for 1, and you don't have to rush it. Going to the line again. Shove. He was rooted a little bit out of the block to begin with.
Well, he's a load, though. I mean, he's a big, strong guy. Spencer Hawes is finding that out as he posted him up and then just backed him a little bit, got the push, and 2 more free throws. And now it's up to Josh to start knocking down these free throws. 1 out of 3 with 2 to come.
Good game down in Phoenix tonight. Suns prevailed by 1 over Orlando, a red-hot Orlando team. 17-5 and 1 4 straight. The Phoenix Suns prevailed by 113 to 112. So another missed free throws. 3 fouls put Spencer Hawes back on the bench.
Lakers shooting 53% from the charity stripe.
Well, what about the 1-point loss at Indiana? You remember all the misses? They missed 12 free throws in that game. The 1-point loss at Indiana. Pau Gasol had to take it away from behind. John Salmons on top of the basketball. So wasted opportunity at the stripe. Udrih brings it back to 2.
Well, I tell you, this is becoming a dilemma for the Lakers in all aspects, and that's what normally happens. When you start to struggle in certain ways, it seems to snowball. Then it affects your offense. If your defense is struggling, it affects your offense. Then your free throw shooting. And then more importantly, your mental makeup.
Kobe lost it on his way in. On the run out, Garcia. And with 2.6 to play. Back where we started. All even. Luke Walton with Pau Gasol. The 3 at the buzzer. Counts it a go. Short by Gasol. So the last 4 points of the half. Frustration for the Lakers and their fans. Belong to Sacramento.
That's the way it's been for the Lakers, though. Not only in this game or the last game. For the last couple of weeks, they've been frustrated.
So at the break, the Lakers tied at 52 with the Kings. 3rd game of the season set. Time now for the Jack in the Box halftime report. Let's join Billy Mack and Rick Fox. Guys.